Hey everyone and welcome back. It's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and today I have the July 2022 Sam's Bead Box monthly subscription to open up with you guys. This, as you can see, is going to be in the theme called Sand and Sea. And every month we get a different theme and color palette, and these boxes are full of all different shapes and sizes of high quality check glass beads, some gemstones, and sometimes some other metallic and focal components. I'll leave the link to this subscription right below the video so you can go right to it, where you can find out all the details you need to know. At this time, the monthly cost is about $45, and if you're in the US, it ships for, I believe, an additional $5, and they do ship to most areas of the world. If you'd like to try them out, I also have a coupon code that will save you $5 off your first monthly box, and that coupon code is ORCHID, ORCHID. I'll leave that down below the video also. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this ocean-inspired monthly Sam's Bead Box. Here's a sneak peek of some of the things we're going to look at today. And as usual, we have our two inserts. One of them includes information behind the inspiration for the Sand and Sea theme. And then going on to the next sheet, we have information about some events that Sam's Bead Shop has going on during this month, including a live sale and some online classes. So be sure to sign up for their email and or text reminders to find out all about those events. You can see that website is joinsamsbeadshop.com. Also be sure to check out Sam's Bead Shop in addition to their subscription, because they've got a whole lot of other great things that you can pick up for your jewelry making in their online store. And then finally, on the remaining part of our second insert, we have the list of everything included. We're going to go through 22 different items, which they have as a retail value of $84. So I'm going to get organized, then we'll look at each of these materials close up one at a time. Our first bag contains the check Melon drop beads with the gold wash over top of the seafoam opal. They are a 8 by 13 millimeter size with 10 pieces located on the strand. As you can see, they let a little bit of the light through, and that is such a beautiful tropical greenish turquoise color. They have the gold wash that highlights the grooves around these beads and the hole that is located in the center going up and down the length. Our next bag contains a table cut focal in Caribbean Sea mix, and it's a 15 by 26 millimeter size piece. So we have this gorgeous focal in a similar greenish turquoise color with the mix of the transparent glass and that kind of milky tone that adds to that design inside. And the table cut giving us the very smooth top and bottom with the center that has that additional sort of antiqued finish and that finish that's located on the sides. In our third bag, we have about 25 pieces of the Shimmering Aqua Crackle 8 millimeter round druck beads. These have a slightly more bluish tone, and that beautiful light aqua color is accented with the crackle effect that is located inside of the beads. The outside is smooth and glossy, but you get that extra reflectiveness and texture that comes through from the inside. And then we have a 4-piece set of check glass anchors in turquoise Picasso. These are an 11.5 by 15 millimeter rectangle. So we have some more table cut beads, this opaque aqua glass that frames out that anchor shape that is etched in on both the front and the back, and the hole that is located right there going up and down the length of the bead up through the center. And what's a sand and sea theme without some shells? So we have this 15-piece set. The color is called the Serene Waters Mix, and these are an 8.5 millimeter size pressed glass shell. Beautiful, right? They have a combination of the transparent aqua that is a little bit darker, and then some spots where there's some opaque glass showing up giving us a light aqua color. And these have the hole that runs through the base of the shell. Some of them have a hole that goes through the length in these check glass designs, but these are the type that actually are more like a drop shape. Up next is a bag containing 8 pieces of the wavy Heishi beads in gold dust periwinkle 3.5 by 12 millimeters. And these are like a cornflower blue sort of a color with that wavy shape, as you can see, more like a flat disc, except for that wavy texture and the hole that's located going right through the center with that metallic golden dusting on both sides. And then we have a bag of 9 pieces of the Crashing Waves Mix check glass tumbled stones, and these are a 9 by 18 millimeter size. These really embody the feeling of water at different depths, I believe. I mean, just look at how the light is going through those, and those are even sitting on my hand. We have the aqua color, we have a sapphire blue, and then more of a capri or teal blue. And just like the name says, they are sort of organically shaped and chunky. They've got a hole that runs through the center, but they definitely remind me of some sort of stone or piece of glass that has been smoothed out over a long time by the water. Sort of like sea glass, just not matte and frosty. We're bringing in some of our gemstones with the marbled jade smooth rounds, and these are in the dyed blue mix, 10 millimeters and 7 inches on the strand. The surface of these beads is smooth and they have kind of this watercolor painted effect on them where the different colors settle in different spots. So they're all a little bit different, but bring in that mixture all together. And as you can see, they're all stones, so they're all a little bit different in that way as well. Got a little funky spot on that one, but that's okay. Some of them have a little tiny element of texture, like right there. But overall, they're very smooth and polished and give us this great pop of color in yet another size. We're starting to bring in our little bit of sandy color with these next beads. These are the check glass leaves, 5.5 by 10 millimeters in size and about 30 pieces. And the color is called Sand Meets the Sea. These are also meant to be a drop-like shape. They've got a hole that runs through the top of the leaf, or bottom, I should say. And they are kind of a half and half mix, pretty much spot on with the sky blue and then that sandy beige that comes together in the center. And you can see the details of the veining of these leaves that's pressed into both sides. Next, we have a very generous 24-gram bag of 3 millimeter check glass rough cut cubes, and this is called the Tropical Oasis Mix. And I've only poured a portion of these out in my hand so you can see the different colors that are located in this mix. It looks like we have a greenish turquoise and the aqua blue, and also more of an opaque, shiny metallic gold. And you can see how the edges are a little bit rougher. And on the gold, you can see that that shows up in particular, which is pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of more of a more natural or tumbled object, even though they're in this cube shape. And there's so many of these to work with included. Our next bag contains a 6-piece set of glass seashells in the 15 millimeter size, and they're calling this the Summer Vacay Mix. So some chunkier shells, also with the hole located in that same spot as the smaller ones, where it gets a little bit more narrow in the glass. They've got the etched design that's the same on both sides, and these variations in colors. It looks like we've got 2 different types of mixes, a warmer and a cooler. So this one's got some blues and greens mixed together, a little bit of white. These have some of those sunny, bright, orangey, topaz, golden with a little bit of white mixed together that are all going to be a little bit different. And then we have about 40 pieces of check glass Rondells in the Seashore mix, 4 by 7 millimeters. So sort of another sand meets sea color variety mixture there with the more muted aqua blue and more neutral taupe color. These have that rondelle shape, the compressed round, with that hole running through the center of these smooth and glossy beads. And it looks like they've got one color that's concentrated more on one side and more on the other for the most part. Our next bag contains 2 pieces of check table cut tropical flower coins in rustic Picasso window. And I wanted to be sure to hold these up like this so you could see the light passing through that floral shape that is in the center. That is so cool, and it does look like a window. It's very clear going through to the other side. And it's accented by that Picasso finish that you can see surrounding the flower shape on both sides and that pressed detail that gives us the shape of the flower. These are so pretty and could be used as a focal, or you have 2 and could make a pair of earrings with these. And the hole runs up and down through the center at the side. And next we have a 4-piece set of Mystical Shores Mix check glass shell earring pairs. I just love these check shells. They have so much detail and shape and dimension. And so as it said, we have 2 different pairs potentially. You could turn these into 2 separate sets of earrings. One of them with that more neutral sandy colored glass in the background. It's got this beautiful golden sheen over the top. And then this other variety that looks to be maybe alabaster at the base with some vibrant violet purple and a coppery or rose gold metallic wash. And if you can't tell, the hole is located right there, so it goes up and down through the middle of these shells. And now we get into our warmer neutrals, starting out with another bag of Crackle Drucks in golden sands, and these are the 10 millimeters with 15 pieces included. So some larger rounds than we saw in those Aqua Crackle glass beads earlier. These have that same metallic texture and reflectiveness that shine through their smooth, transparent glass exterior. And then we have a 7-inch strand of grade AA smooth shell rounds. These are an 8 millimeter round size. These are stunning. They have the most gorgeous, natural, sort of mother of pearl shine that you can pick up under the light as you move them a little bit. And those neutral colors that come together and swirls of creamy, crisp white mixed into that light caramelly tone. And then next we have some Shiva Eye shell freeform focals. These are about 19 millimeters in size, and this is a 5-piece set. These are so cool. So they do have a hole that runs through the bottom, going all the way up and down these beads. They've got this domed top there, and just look how they are underneath. That is so cool. And they also have that sheen. Some areas getting to be more of a brighter orange down there at the bottom. What a unique set of focals these are in this natural material. Our next bag contains about 20 pieces of check glass swirl rondelles in the color called Champagne. They're about a 6.5 by 8 millimeter size. And these have that subtle sort of swirly design to them that reminds me of the shape of a shell. So maybe that's why these particular ones were included for this box. And they have that light golden sands color with the hole that runs through the center. Next is a 4-piece set of the 13 millimeter window table cut wheel coins with the Picasso finish. And there's a look at one of these held up to the light. There's that pressed wheel shape right in the middle of the clear glass, the Picasso finish around the outside, and also showing off the detail of the ship's wheel. And there's all 4 of these together. Another very cool nautical inspired and very unique pressed glass check design. And our last bag of beads contains the Honey Amber 8x9mm textured ovals, and there's 20 pieces included. Look at these sunny golden nuggets. Kind of reminds me when the sun is either coming up or setting on the water and you get that sparkly golden reflection, sort of wavy like we see here. And this giving us another warm neutral and yet another shape and size in a generous quantity to work with, as we've come to expect in Sam's Bead Box. Our final items are contained in this bag, and we've got some high quality Tierracast Findings, a 2-piece sand dollar set of charms, and a spindle shell, 1 piece of that one, in the antique gold plating. Perfect for our theme and a great color to go along with it as well. So much detail going on with these metal components. I've got one sand dollar flipped onto the other side. Even the back has some detail to it and is different from the front. And then there is a look at the shell, which looks nice from all sides also. So that's another gorgeous Sam's Bead Box. They have done a great job, I believe, putting everything together month after month in a different and unique color scheme and palette for us. And the quantities are so generous. You get a lot to work with. And I've done a couple of videos already where I have designed directly from the Sam's Bead Boxes. And it's amazing once you start digging in just how many different things you can make just from one box, especially with the fact that the colors and beads are put together in such a way where the colors can coordinate, and you have a variety of shapes and sizes, from focals to the plain round shape in different sizes there, but also the unique shapes that the check glass beads come in, pressed designs and table cut, some really interesting mixes. And I'm always really inspired once I have everything laid out, especially after opening up these boxes and seeing everything that they've put together for us. So I highly recommend Sam's Bead Box, especially if you really enjoy and appreciate check glass beads and sometimes some gemstone beads. It's definitely a bead heavy box, but you usually get a few Tierracast components to go along with your items. So feel free to let me know down below what you think of this month's Sam's Bead Box or anything else you'd like to say. You can give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and also subscribe while you're here so you can see some of these items pop up later, maybe in some finished pieces. And if you'd like to try out Sam's Bead Box, don't forget the link is right down below, and I also have that coupon code ORCHID, which will save you $5 off your first box. So that's all I have for this time. I want to thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. I'll see you all again next time, and as always, happy beading.